Good morning, this is Ryan Alexander with Denison Yachting here to take you on another one of our in-depth walkthroughs. It's been a little while since I've done one of these, but this morning I woke up at 3 a.m., drove across the state of Florida to Naples so I could take you on a walkthrough of an 84-foot Lazzara built in 2009, delivered in 2010. With over 50 years of building experience, Lazzara has long been known for their innovation and their commitment to excellence. Motor Yacht Endless Love, which we're showcasing for you today, is the embodiment of the Lazzara way. She benefits from a fresh, professional paint job from the waterline up and an owner that's taken meticulous care of her since she purchased this 84 new. Over the next few minutes, I'll be taking you through every space on board Endless Love for an in-depth look at what makes the Lazzara 84 the queen of the American builder's fleet. So before we kick off today's walkthrough, I want to point out three things that separate this Lazzara 84 from her competitors. And those three things are her size, her accommodations, and her performance. In terms of her size, it's not just the interior volume that makes this boat special. As you can see, if you're boarding from the dock, the aft deck is the same height, if not higher, than a 100-footer. And then once you step inside, you enter a warm salon with walnut finishings, all on a single level that bring you forward into a country kitchen galley. And then after we've shown you the main deck, we're going to take you below deck so you can check out the guest accommodations. She's equipped with 5 ensuite cabins, as well as 2 crew cabins aft. In total, this 84 can sleep 10 owners and guests, as well as 2 crew comfortably. And then when it comes to her performance, she's equipped with a pair of Cat C32s that just underwent their 2,000-hour engine service and have warranties that are extended through 2025. Decked out with 3,300 horsepower that can push you at a 32-knot top speed, 5 guest cabins, all with en-suites, and a ton of space for entertaining you and your guests, you'd be hard-pressed to find a more spacious yacht with these specs in today's brokerage market. Let's kick today's walkthrough off at the stern, where we first arrive at her hydraulic swim platform. Found on the swim platform is the yacht's AB Nautilus DLX tender. Compact and capable, it's been outfitted with a 70 horsepower Yamaha outboard motor, and it's simple to run even by guests that you have on board. Shore power hookups are found just above the deck, as seen here on the port side. Centerline and forward is a watertight transom door that offers us access into the crew quarters found just a few steps down. Upon entering and taking a look to the starboard side, we see the entrance into a shared head aft. Forward of this is a crew cabin that's been temporarily converted into a storage space. Facing the opposite way, we see a well-equipped captain's cabin with a berth, plenty of storage, and a TV. Continuing forward, our next stop is the engine room. With plenty of headroom and everything in the right place, this mechanical space is a captain and mechanic's dream. This is where we find her Cummins Onan genset in the aft section, each putting out 27.5 kilowatts. Forward of these are her twin Cat C32s, both of which are up to date with all major services and have extended warranties for the next 5 years. Together, these engines account for 3,300 horsepower and give Endless Love a 28-knot cruise speed and a top end of 32 knots. She can hold 400 gallons of fresh water, 2,000 gallons of fuel, and there are 200 gallons available in her holding tanks. Now let's take a look at the aft deck. This covered area has a centerline alfresco dinette with space for 8 around a varnished teak table. Forward into port is a custom bar with a varnished teak top. Found in this area is a sink, a fridge with an ice maker, and an enclosed TV directly above. Looking over to starboard, there's a staircase that serves as the aft access point to the Flybridge. There are 2 other things that I want to point out. The first of which is that there are boarding doors to port and starboard. This is the primary entrance from the dock. Looking at the starboard stairs, you get a good feel for how elevated the aft deck is from the floating dock. And then the final aft deck feature I want to go over is the starboard side docking station that's equipped with engine controls as well as bow and stern thruster joysticks. Here the captain can use these to back into the slip with ease. Next, let's step into the Salon. Outfitted with a modern walnut joinery package, the Salon is where you really feel the difference between the 80 and the 84 Lazzara. Hardwood flooring, long teardrop windows, and immaculate upholstery make for a serene and up-to-date interior. The living area of the Salon serves as the primary seating and entertaining area. There's a plush sofa next to a pair of armchairs. Opposite, there's a love seat as well as the Salon's TV. Facing forward into port, we see the formal dining with seating for 6. There's plenty of storage for flatware and stemware in the cabinets and drawers adjacent. From here, follow me down the Salon staircase and aft, where we take a look at the master stateroom. When you first step foot onto the lower landing, you also arrive at the first of 2 laundry centers found on board. Immediately aft in the lower companionway is the master stateroom, with a large walk-around king berth that makes the most of this yacht's 20-foot 1-inch beam. As we look to the starboard side, we see a desk for knocking out some work in private should the need arise. This doubles as a dressing station. Forward of this is a large walk-in closet. On the forward bulkhead is a 42-inch TV that ties into the master's surround sound system. Facing the port side, we see a love seat below a pair of hull windows. Forward of this is a huge ensuite with his and hers marble vanities and an incredible marble shower. Leaving here and continuing forward, we see a pair of mirrored guest staterooms. Entering the portside accommodation, we first see that these guest suites feature queen berths. Equipped with storage and TVs, these staterooms are quiet and cozy, and each has its own ensuite. Now let's jump back up to the main deck and pick up at our next stop, the country kitchen galley. This is where your day starts and ends and where everything seems to intersect. With granite countertops and walnut flooring, this galley has everything that you need to make great meals for the whole family. It's equipped with a side-by-side fridge freezer, a 4-burner induction cooktop, and a 27-inch oven. There's also a wine cooler and a pair of cold drawers found outboard on the port side. And then in the middle, we see a large island for food prep that has a dishwasher, trash compactor, and a stainless sink. Next to the island, on the starboard side, is the dayhead. Just aft of this is the primary access to the Flybridge. We'll come back to this a little bit later in today's walkthrough. Forward into port in the country kitchen is a dinette illuminated by the sun cutting through the windshield. Across from this is the lower helm. A great feature of this Lazzara is the ship's monitoring system. This makes it possible to monitor engine and tank data, among other systems, and it's a great complement to a Garmin electronics package. The primary screen here is a 14-inch Garmin 7612. Below the Garmin display, we have a pair of Cat engine monitors that flank a Simrad compass. Below is a wind indicator and backup GPS on the port side. She has a FLIR night vision control, side-powered bow thruster, VHF radio, as well as Cat engine throttles. Now we're going to head back below deck and check out the other 2 remaining guest cabins. First, we arrive at a carpeted landing and another set of washer dryers. On the port side is the 4th guest stateroom that features a full berth, an office area, and a cedar-lined hanging locker. Forward is a private ensuite. And then furthest forward in the bow is a cabin with bunks. Attached is a sizable head with a separate shower stall. Now let's jump directly overhead onto the bow. The centerpiece of the foredeck is a molded-in sun pad, which has been recently reupholstered. This area offers you privacy and a separate sound system. Forward is her ground tackle, made up of two Maxwell 4000 vertical windlasses that draw a pair of 80-pound stainless anchors. Leaving here, we're going to end today's walkthrough up on the Flybridge. This open Flybridge has a winding floor plan and is loaded with entertaining options. Starting aft are tender chocks for stowing a wave runner. The davit that lowers and raises this has been cleverly integrated into the starboard side of the structure and has a 1,500-pound lift capacity. Over on the port side is where you find a life raft that's stored directly behind a 4-seater dinette just out from underneath the hardtop. Adjacent is a 4-person jacuzzi with a sun pad that conceals it when not in use. Looking back to the port side, we see an expansive wet bar with a grill, a sink, and just forward, a refrigerator. Seating in this area consists of 3 bar stools that are lined up along a teak bar top, and a long dinette is found directly across from the bar. Finally, we wind down today at the upper helm. All of the equipment up here replicates the lineup that we saw down at the lower helm, but with a few upgrades, like these 3 new Garmin monitors. Facing the helm is a STID captain's chair with an additional STID bench outboard. Thank you so much for joining me on today's walkthrough of Endless Love, the 84 Lazzara. If you have any questions about the boat or if you'd like to see her in person, you can reach out to Stephen Carlson at any time.